Good morning, Facebook. My name is Nina Morgan. I am a member of Sweet Alabama, and I'm here today to talk to y'all about the importance of energy efficiency. For one, the first reason that I want to talk to you about energy efficiency is because it's super important, and that it's a solution to the climate crisis that could potentially cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2050. But the second reason that I want to talk to you all about energy efficiency and its importance is because it's something that I am personally affected by, and it's Energy Efficiency Day. So, what better time and opportunity to spread the word and spread more awareness, raise more awareness around the importance of energy efficiency. So, let's jump into it. Personally, I have dealt with the impact of living in a home that's energy inefficient. And the consequence of living in an energy inefficient home, as many of you all know, is one, sometimes that means living in very extreme temperatures. For example, in the summertime, my room can get up to or above like 95, 96, 97 degrees. There's some days this summer that has actually reached, I'd say, like 110, 115, and that's not a livable condition. That affects my quality of life, and there's other people in Birmingham that are living in extreme temperatures and extreme conditions simply because they're living in an energy inefficient home for many reasons, and that's not good, and that itself is a reason that we should be talking to each other about the importance of energy efficiency, how we can attain that, how we can get support from different government agencies for that. Another consequence of living in an energy inefficient home on a personal level is that your utility bills are usually very expensive. So we all hear stories about people having very large utility bills, $300, $400, even $500. I've heard sometimes people having their power bills being $500, and that's ridiculous. That's not normal, and no utility bill every month should be more than maybe $120. And because of housing standards and like building codes, a lot of people can build new houses that are very airtight, and they're bigger than mine, and they have utility bills of like $80. So that right there just goes to show that you can live in a smaller house, but it means nothing if it's energy inefficient, because it will affect the cost of living, and utility bills will go up, and also it could results in people living in extreme temperatures, which is very, very important to think about, especially for vulnerable populations, elderly people, folks that have small children, folks that have chronic illness, folks maybe that with health conditions like asthma. Living in extreme heat or extreme cold is not good for our health. And so energy efficiency and really figuring out, okay, how can we make our homes more airtight? How can we make the quality of life inside our homes better is an important conversation that everybody should be having. In Birmingham, a large percentage of folks are dealing with energy insecurity. And energy insecurity manifests in several different dimensions. One of those dimensions is economic energy insecurity, which is also called energy burden. And energy burden really only stands for the amount of household income that goes towards your energy bills, right? And so in Birmingham in particular, we have been listed on several studies, particularly the American Council for Energy Energy Efficient Economy released a report about 2 or 3 years ago, and Birmingham was listed as a city in the United States that has the second highest energy burden. And that report talks about how out of 48 of America's largest cities, Birmingham is listed only second for high energy burdens in the city. And in the report, it describes how, for the low income populations in Birmingham, there is a median energy burden of 10.9%. And what that means is that for the low income population in particular, now citywide, Birmingham has a very high energy burden, but particularly for the low income folks who live in the city, 50% are spending 10.9% of their household income or more on their energy bills. And this is a very significant fact, because when we're talking about folks who do qualify as low income and who are making $30,000 and less every year, it's not a small thing to say that 10.9% or more of that household income is going towards utility bills, because that leaves less money that goes towards medication, that leaves less money that goes towards childcare, that leaves less money that goes towards food. And people are then the report really highlights the fact that there's people in the city who are really having to grapple and make decisions about whether to pay their energy bills, their power bills, their gas bills, or whether they're going to eat or buy their medicine. And that's not a good situation to be in. And we need to really spread awareness about the fact that folks are going through this, and figure out solutions to these problems. Right now, you might hear the fan in the background going on in my room, and it goes every day, all day, all summer. I have fans going in my room because it gets so hot, and I'm living in this kind of redone attic in this upstairs section of this house, this older house on the south side of Birmingham, and there's no air circulation. It's like it feels like an attic. And so it's important to have something going, even if it's blowing around kind of warm air. And I know that I'm not the only one who is going through and living in this circumstance. And I think that it's about time that we start telling our stories and really talking about these problems, because that's the only way that we're going to really make them known and start to come up with solutions to those problems. And so, another reason why energy efficiency is so important is because right now our country is in a climate crisis. And energy efficiency has been shown to be a pathway to reducing our greenhouse gases and our energy consumption by 50% by 2050. And that's a significant amount of reductions. Now, it's not enough to just only use energy efficiency as a way to address the issues of climate change, right? But to start by using a low-cost measure like energy efficiency to address some issues, especially in the residential sector, where it can definitely have like this direct impact on the amount of money that we're spending every month, and also our quality of life. And in the electric vehicle sector, where it can almost do the same in a way, especially when you talk about the amount of gas that you're spending. Energy efficiency is a pathway. It shouldn't be the only pathway that's used to reduce energy consumption and greenhouse gases, but it is a pathway, and it's a low-cost pathway that we really should be looking at and trying to figure out how we can use in coordination with all these other pathways, such as renewable energy. So not only on a personal level is energy efficiency a good, especially when we talk about our residential areas, when we talk about the quality of life in our built environments. but it's also a really good way to address and try to grapple with what we can do about the climate crisis. And yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on the importance of energy efficiency. I would encourage all of you to kind of take some time today to think about how energy efficiency affects your life. What maybe we could all do together to tackle the problem of energy insecurity in Birmingham. And I would encourage you all to check out Sweet Alabama. Check out our Facebook page. Follow us. And yeah, reach out to me. We can definitely continue this conversation on energy efficiency and what that we're doing about it in Sweet Alabama, and what we can all do about it as a community. All right, guys. Y'all have a good day. Bye. Nervous, so nervous, even though I'm making a short video. Okay.